Yeah. Seems all of you serious. So, how many of you completed exercises? Happy to see all hands raising.
Actually,
right. So happy to see all of you did that exercise. See, by the way, sometimes I may give personal tips also. Don't mind if it is not good. Have you heard about compound effect? Anytime, anywhere, over YouTube, Instagram, anywhere? No, right? Yeah. So there is one concept called compound effect. Okay. So what compound effect says, if you make a small change in your life, very small change, after some time, it gives significant results. Means, let's say, you want to reduce your weight. That's your goal, for example. Make a small change in your lifestyle, right? Let's say, cut 100 calories from your diet, for example, in a day, 100 calories. After 2 years or 2.5 years, you see significant change in your weight. But the important thing to know, so initially for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, you may not notice significant changes. But generally what happens, right? We do it for a week at 10, then we think nothing is happening and we stop doing it. But the effect of compound effect will be in the end, not in the beginning. So that's the reason even I said yesterday, it takes just 10 minutes. Correct. So if you spend just 10 minutes for next 2 years, you will see drastic change in your skills in 2 years. I'm not saying wait till 2 years, just giving an example. A small change can make a big effect. So that is what compound effect is all about. And this is applicable for everything, not only reducing weight. It could be improving your communication skills or improving DevOps skills or cloud skills. So do it day by day, and it should be consistent. It should not be like you do one day and you leave it for 4 days. No, it should be consistent, small, consistent, in a given time frame, right? You achieve significant results. So try to apply that. And I will, I'm trying to do the same thing for you. Even today, let me give a few exercises, which won't take more than 10 minutes. And I'm not saying practice only 10 minutes. I'm saying minimum 10 minutes you spend doing these exercises. So if you spend more, the effect will be fast, right? So you want to achieve results in 6 months, you have to spend more time, not 10 minutes. Yeah, let's go on with our concepts. Right. So now we have GitHub server, correct? We also have Git client, using which we can perform operations on Git server. The next step is to set up workspace. I want to set up workspace in the local so that we can do our practice. Next step here. Setting up local workspace. So this is nothing to do with your Git. This is very common when you start with any technology. It could be Java. Again, still we create some folder where we do all our Java coding. If it is Python, again, same thing. You set up a workspace. Workspace means a folder where you put all your things. So we are going to write, we are not going to write code, obviously, but we're going to deal with files, some text files, dummy files. Don't worry, I'm not going to cover Python, Java, no, a simple text files. The idea is how to use Git. The idea is not to write files, right? But the idea is how to use Git. Now, to write a file, we need editors. On Windows, what is that default editor we have? Notepad. Notepad, right? And is it fancy one? Is it good? Do you like it? Many people don't like that a plain Notepad because it is simple text. You can type it, you can save it, but nothing fancy. You can just simply type and do things. But for software development, software related tasks, could be cloud related tasks, DevOps related tasks, Python, Jenkins, Ansible, Doc, anything, right? DevOps people, most of them use a tool. It is advanced editor. We call that Visual Studio Code. So all of you should download and install Visual Studio Code. And for short, it's also called VS Code. See, they may ask this also in interview. They may ask which editor you are using. Visual Studio Code. It is an editor, sir. It's nothing, what is that? Nothing different. It is editor with additional capabilities, which helps us to be more productive. Notepad will not help us to be productive, but Visual Studio Code at least gives a pleasant look and feel, and the features in Visual Studio Code, right, makes us more productive. So this is an editor used by cloud and DevOps engineers. So I'm not confining this to cloud DevOps engineers. It can be used by anybody, but for Java, there is a separate editor. For Python, there is a separate editor. .NET, they have their own editors. But for DevOps people, right, this is ultimate tool, Visual Studio Code. It's lightweight, easy to work with. See, don't take this one. Don't take this one now. You must take the one I'm writing in the end. Otherwise, I will forget. That's why I'm writing it right now. So download and install VS Code. Leave it. But remind me about this exercise later. So first one is download and install Visual Studio Code. So there is a chance you get confused with Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code is different. Visual Studio is different. See this. Download Visual Studio Code. If you just put download Visual Studio, you are downloading a wrong tool. Visual Studio is for .NET, not for us. Visual Studio Code is for us. Let me give this link so you won't do a mistake. Yeah. So download, I'm not showing how to install it. See, I will not be showing the installation procedure. It is straightforward. Go to this link. And if I want to use this, I'm using Mac OS. I will click this. I get a PKG file, double click, install it. And for Windows, yeah, little bit here. user installer, system installer, zip, CLI. Okay. User installer versus system installer. When you log in to your laptops, Windows laptops, you log in with username, correct? So that is called user installer. When you use user installer, it installs only for your user. Let's say your laptop is shared with your brother or your sister, right? You have two accounts on the same laptop, one for you, other one for your sister or brother. So if you set up user installer, this tool will be only available for you. If your sister or brother logs in, right, they will not see that. So if you go with system installer, it is setting up this for entire system for all users on this laptop. It's up to you. Either first one or last one. Don't go with zip. You go with installer. So I recommend go with the second one itself. And coming to architecture. So operating system architecture, one is 86, which is old. Modern laptops may not use 86. Mostly your laptop architecture will be 64, or you can just Google for how to find architecture of laptop. So I think 64 should work on all the architectures. So click on this, you get exe file or MSI file. Double click, go next, finish it, install it. Clear? Clear. Right. So once that is done, once that is done, step number 2 is I want to open VS Code. Right. On Windows, how do you open VS Code? Better open this.
Run with administrator.
What is that? No, not required to run with administrator. You go to start menu, where you find that start menu, left bottom corner. Go there, search for Visual Space Studio Space Code. This will pop up. See the icon I want to show you. VS Code. See, this is the icon. See that one. So when you type Visual Studio in your start menu, you may see this one saying application. Click that, it opens. So how I open on my laptop is different. How you guys open on your laptop is different. See, how I open, this is for Mac users, command space bar. This is called Spotlight Search. I can search anything on my laptop. See that the moment I type VI, it is showing me Visual Studio Code. So because I have been using this, it is opening me a default workspace. For you, it won't show something like this. It will show a welcome screen. Because you're opening this first time, it will show welcome screen. Right. Once you open this one, I want to save my files into a specific location. Keep this aside for now. Keep this aside for now. The next step, see again, I will come back to this. Installation, opening. You know how to install that and how to open this one. So why we are doing all these things? Because we want to work with Git project, Git repository. The next step is Git clone. Git clone. So yesterday we created repository in our account. Let's see. Git WA bot, which is WhatsApp bot. Right? This is our project. So I want to clone this. Means I want to have this remote copy in my local and start working on this project. So that's why I want to clone. So first step. I'm taking time, I'm giving all the steps, but going forward, I will not spend this much time. Yeah. So open Git bash. How do you open Git bash on Windows? You can say right click. You'll get one pop-up. Directly, you may say Git, you may see Git option, or you have to see more options. See. Like this. When you say right click, you get a pop-up like this. You may directly see open Git bash here, or you may have to click more options. When you click more options, it will show that open Git bash. That's one approach. Second approach is same, start menu, search for Git, and it will show up as application, open that. Open Git bash. First step is open Git bash. So second step is run a Git command to clone repository. So Git clone. Hold on. Don't take it. 1 second. See, don't take it. If you directly do a clone, in which location it gets cloned? It gets cloned in user home location. I think so. Do one thing. Where you want to have this project? Do you want to have this on C drive or D drive or where is that? Desktop, where you wish to have this? Desktop? See, if you wish to have this on a desktop, after opening Git bash, CD means change directory, tilde. Tilde indicates the home location, your user home location, / desktop. Make sure D is caps and remaining characters are lowercase. This command, right? I will show in my terminal so you understand. See, any terminal I open on my laptop, when I do present working directory, what is the default location? My user home location. Likewise, Windows also, it opens in your home location. So what I'm telling you is, if you wish to have your code in home location, you don't have to do CD. If you wish to have this on desktop, you must do CD tilde desktop. Remember, D caps. Same command works on Windows. Same command works on Windows. The moment I do CD, followed by that, and again check PWD, see that users, this laptop may have one or more users. The current user is myself. In my user account, I have a desktop, correct? On desktop, this code will be cloned. So here, get clone HTTPS, don't type like this. You have to copy because you're a beginner. There's a chance you do mistakes when you type. So don't type, do copy paste. So software engineers must do copy paste. So only then we are software engineers. Don't type. Yeah, like this. Git clone. Enter. Cloning into WA bot. Perfect. And warning, you appear to have empty repository. Of course, this is empty. Right now, nothing is there. Just a folder, empty folder. Obviously, it is empty. So after you do this, see, in your case, right, this may be different, correct? Your username will be different. Be careful when you do a copy paste. So if this also works, because WA bot is public one, it will work for you. Locally, you can make changes also, but you won't be able to push. So that's the reason, don't use my link, use your link. This must be your GitHub username and the repository name. Fine. I did clone. See, after clone, do ls. There are many folders, files on my desktop. you may see, otherwise do like this, ls-ltr. Can you see this WA bot? That's a directory, correct? That's a directory and it is empty. CD into that, CD WA bot. Often you people forget this. CD WA bot. Remember, after you guys do clone, it creates a folder with your repository name and CD into that repository. CD WA bot. Now we are inside local repository. Long story short, you choose any location you wish, desktop, C drive, anywhere. You run git clone that URL. After that, CD into that. Now we are ready to make changes to this repository. In Git, first we should make changes to local. Only then we can push changes to remote. See? Developers has to make changes in local repositories. And finally, they push or merge changes to. This is the process. We work locally. Later we merge changes to our remote. Right now is GitHub server. Local is laptop. Are we good with this? Yeah. Trilokchen has a question. So can I install in Microsoft Store? You wish. You can install it, I mean, through any means you wish. Fine. Now, coming back to Visual Studio Code, my Visual Studio Code is pointing to different location. My repository is in different location. So actually, I want to point Visual Studio Code to this location and make changes. I use this terminal for running commands. I use Visual Studio for making code changes, right? Option 1, I'll show 2 options. See, option 1, we already have Visual Studio Code opened. Go to File, select Open Folder, and Desktop WA bot, open and see this one. Now Visual Studio Code is pointing to WA bot on desktop, which is our Git repository, and it is empty. To list out files, ls. See the commands I'm showing. These commands you should run from git bash. Okay. Not on the command prompt. Windows comes with command prompt. So don't run things on command prompt. Run these commands in git bash. So Mac, Windows, or even Ubuntu, the commands I'm showing for git bash is same. Same command works on git bash also. Fine, right? Right. Is it empty now? It is empty now. So one option is, I said, if you have a Visual Studio Code already open, go to File, go to Open Folder, select the folder you want to open it. One way is this. So let me quit this one. I'll show the other way. If you have git bash, you type code dot. So code is the command for opening Visual Studio Code. So code opens Visual Studio Code. In which folder it should open? Dot. Dot means current folder. It opens Visual Studio Code in the current folder, which is similar to what we did earlier, but this is simple command. This is simple command. Same command works on git bash. Right, we're good. Till this point, I hope we are good. And so initial git bash configurations required. Yeah. So initial git bash setup is required. Number one, configure email. And configure name. This is one-time setup. This is one-time setup. So let me add that in the exercise. Configure name and email in git bash. Yeah, right. So the commits we make is recorded against our name, our email ID. That's why we should tell git bash our mail, our name. Means I am writing one code, I am committing that file, and Git should know who has made this change. What is his name? What is his mail ID? So that's why email name is mandatory. So here, the command is this: get better. I first run the command, later I put it in the doc. So get conf. I think it's config. In CLI, there is configure. Here config. That's confusing always. Get config. Hold on, don't take it. Hyphen global user dot name name. Yeah, it's working. See this? You must configure your name, and name has to be as per your company records. Means you're working for IBM. And so I'm working for IBM. So my name is Hari Prasad Kamana, for example. Hari P. Kamana. So I need to put the same way here. You put ABC also, it takes. XYZ, it takes. There is no validation here, but we should be professional. And we need to put our name as per company records. Why it is? If somebody is troubleshooting and they found your name and they want to reach you over a mail or communicator, this helps. Don't give that, what we call that, pet names or childhood names. Don't give such things. Yeah. So here, so get config hyphen global user dot email, and guess what mail ID it should be, personal or official? Official. Example, I'm working for IBM, maybe Hari at IBM.com. But none of us working in companies, right? And if you working also, you can't put those things in your personal learning laptops. So obviously, whatever mail ID you use for creating this account, put same mail ID. So have used hari.kamana@gmail.com. But keep in mind, real time, it should not be Gmail. It should be your official mail ID. Right. Enter. So this command is to configure name, and the other one is to configure email. Right, and coming to this option hyphen global. Global means global, but how it is related here. See, as a developer, you may work on one or more projects. You may have repository 1, repository 2, repository N. You may be working on N different repositories. The advantage of using global, when you make it global, you don't have to repeat this for every repository. If you don't use global, this information is configured only for your current repository. When you happen to work on this one, you have to configure again. When you happen to work on this one, you have to configure again. To avoid configuring same data again and again, better use hyphen global. Global means for all Git repositories, username and mail ID are same. And if you are curious to know where this information is stored, the above information is stored in the following part. The path is tilde. What is tilde? Home location. Inside home location, .git folder. Do you know what it means? A file starting with dot? Hidden file. Dot means hidden file. Dot get a dot something, anything beginning with dot is hidden file. So cd, or you do ls hyphen tilde, ls tilde. It will show everything in my home location. Do you see any .git config here? No. See, that is hidden file. By default, hidden files are not displayed. To see hidden files, you must do ls-a followed by path -a means all. And you see there are many hidden files, folders, .cache, .cdk. Search for .git config. That's the one, right? I showed. Yes. So there is a file .git config. If you wish to see its content, cat, the command to display content, tilde / .git config. See here. See, don't worry about other details. No, I did other configurations also, not for you. See this, user name, user email. So if you don't know commands, you can directly edit this file and change what you want to change here. Clear, right? Yes. So we are done with one-time setup. Now let us focus on how to add files to Git. Adding files to Git. So now the actual concept begins. See, I am not teaching you how to create files. I am not teaching you how to edit files. I am teaching you how to use Git. So concentrate on Git. For learning Git, I may create a file. I may write some code, some text, but that is not our focus. Our focus is on Git. So here also our focus is on how to add files to Git. Right. To add a file to Git, create a file. First step is create a file. For experienced people, I know this is boring. For them, these things they know. Hey, shall I use normal text files or shall I go with some Python code? Again, don't see. Again, the point is, even if I write Java code, it's not for you. It's not meant for learning. No. That helps me to explain concepts better. That's all. But let's go with plain text files. Yeah, normal text. Why? Because that's not add confusion. See, from VS Code, see these options. This one, create file. Second one, create folder. And this is to refresh. Create file. I'll put info dot or tools.txt. My task is to create a file, add tools into this file. I created a file. Now I want to add some tools into this, like Git, Maven. So my current task is to add about Git and Maven. This is dummy, I told you, right? Whatever I'm writing here is just dummy. So Git is popular version control system. Maven is build tool for Java. Save. That's all. I want to add this to Git. That's it. To add this to Git, there are commands I need to execute. Plus, there are concepts we should understand for achieving this. This is local. And this is okay, this is not DB. No, even though the picture reflects database, this is not DB. This is Git repository, but this is a remote one. And the other one is local one. So how it looks in local is like this. We did clone. Obviously, we have a local copy. The remote copy we cloned. So we also have local copy. So behind the scenes, Git, along with local repository, it maintains a couple of virtual folders. That is number one, working area. And second one is staging area. Working area, staging area, and local repository. For short, I'm calling it repo, means local repository. So this is our current picture. When I did a clone, it was empty. I did clone of empty repository. Nothing was there. Even just 5 minutes back, local also, nothing was there. So after that, I created one file. The file name is, see, I created file tools.txt. Remember, the file directly didn't go into the repository. No, the file directly got onto working area. Got onto working area. Means the files we are working with, those files will automatically get onto working area. Automatically. So after you finish working on those files, you must move those files to staging. From staging, you move that to local. From local, you move that to remote. So, number one, work with your files. Number two, stage them. Number three, commit to local repository. Step 4, push local changes to remote changes. This is commit, and this is called add. Don't worry, I will elaborate it. I will give multiple examples because straight away I'm introducing a working area, staging area, local repository, remote repository. So it takes some time for us to familiarize this concept. But this is the picture. This is the big picture. So local remote, keep always this in mind. Local remote. You always make changes in local, only then the changes will go to remote. And making changes to local will not reflect in remote unless you push it. Means I committed to local. Will that be in remote? No, only it will appear in remote after push. Right. Now, we started with empty repository. I created tools.txt, added 2 lines, 1 line about Git, second line about Maven. I saved it. And often the students forget saving and they come to me, it is not working. So after you make changes, you have to save. What's the command to save? Control S. Control S. If you don't know command, file, save. See that. For me, command S. So MacBook, we don't, in Windows, control. In MacBook, it is command. So command S, in Windows, it will be control S. Yeah, save this one. Right. Where is that file? Working area. The file is in working area. Now I want this file to be in my remote. What I should do next? Stage it. Stage it. And working area is not a physical folder. Staging area is also not a physical folder. Even local repositories are not, it's not a physical folder. See, for us, everything is just a folder. But the segregation, right? Virtually, Git will create staging area, working area, and local repository. If you do ls, there is no folder saying working area. There is no folder saying staging area, nothing like that. But if you ask me, how will you know? Where is this file? Is it in working? Is it in staging? How do we know? Using commands. Git status. Take that please. Git status. So let's target this to finish in 5 days. Beyond that is not good. We can focus on important things. So git status. It says on branch main. Leave it. Later we'll discuss. No commits yet. Of course, there are no commits in the local repository. That's also correct. And next it says untracked files. Right. This is Git convention. Untracked files means, don't see that. Listen. Untracked files means a newly created file, which was not present in the repository earlier. If you modify existing file, it won't say untracked file. See, this is not very important, definitely not very important, but makes sense to know. Untracked means it is a brand new file, brand new. Just now we created it. It was not the existing one. We created it. That's the meaning of untracked files. And see, use git add file to include in what will be committed. Means, right? It's not directly saying this file is in working area, and it is indirectly saying use this command so that your file is ready for commit, which means the file will get into staging area. The command for staging a file is git. Can I commit without staging? No. Git add, guys, use tab. See, I'm not typing tools.txt. I'm just typing 3 characters and I'm hitting tab. Hitting tab will autocomplete. So 2 benefits. 1, it saves you time. Number 2, it avoids typo errors. See, in place of tools, for example, I used double L by mistake. Will that work? No. So 2 advantages: saves time and eliminates typo issues. So when it autofills, you're also confident that is correct. Yeah. Git add file name. Again, I repeat, without staging, you can't commit. You must stage a file. Number 1, we created a file. We saved it. Number 2, we are staging it. Number 3, we will commit it. Number 4, we push it. So now, where is this file virtually? In staging area. Again, issue git status command. This time to unstage. It means the file is staged. To unstage this file, use git remove command. But I don't want to unstage it. I want to go forward. So what is next command? Is it in, okay, guys, is it in local repository yet? No, no, not yet. It is not yet in local repository. So git commit -m, because every commit has to include message why you are committing this, why you made these changes. That should reflect in the message, commit message. Adding it and see that. So keep your messages descriptive, and the message should reflect what changes you did in the code. Commit. Git commit, take that -m. The file is committed to local. It is not yet present in remote. Not yet present in remote. Yes, right? Yes. I mean, if I go to remote, will I find it? No. Do a refresh. You don't see tools.txt yet. Why? Because it is still present in local. What is next step? Git push origin main. See, when you push, you must provide remote server URL. You can use like this. See, don't take it. Try to understand this. See, one way is git push https://github.com java home tech /wa bot. I should either give this or give alias name. Let's say I have a very big name, and people will people may not feel comfort to call me with that big name. What I do now? Alias name, short names. So likewise, origin is a short name for this URL. So every time you want to point to this URL, you can simply say origin. You don't have to type that big URL. So get push origin. What is origin here? The URL of remote repository. And main is branch. We'll see later. So by running this command, it takes local commits. It will push to remote into this branch. What it says. It's asking me credentials. So listen again. Public repository means only read is allowed. Read is public. You can read, I can read, anybody can read. So if I give this link to anybody, anybody can open this, but no one can push. That's the meaning of public. But the problem I got is invalid username and password. Okay, let this be aside. For you, you won't get this. For you, it'll ask username, it'll ask password. Because I have been using it, my story is different. Maybe my password got expired. It's saying invalid password. But for you, right, it's going to prompt for username, type your mail ID or username followed by password. Take this. So configuring git bash with username and password. 1 minute, create a file. Add some text to the file. Stage the file. What's the command to stage? Right? Git add tools.txt. What's the command to commit? Commit the file. Git commit -m meaningful message. Use double quotes. Single quotes also should work. Then finally, switch to remote. Git push origin main. Right. If username password is properly configured, step 5 will be successful. Otherwise, step 5 will prompt for username and password. If step 5 prompts for username and password, number 1, enter GitHub account ID. In my case, what is my account ID? Java Home Tech, right? Followed by enter GitHub API token, but you don't know how to get API token. To get API token, see, to get API token, go to git bash. Fine. So right hand side, click on this. That drop down like icon, click on this. Scroll down, settings. See profile, from profile, settings. settings, right? So in settings page, developer settings. You'll find developer settings, left bottom corner. Click on developer settings. Then personal access tokens. Right? Personal access tokens. And don't use the beta one. No, don't use that because they are still working on that feature. That's the reason they made it beta. So tokens, which is that classic. So generate new token. Generate new token. Click on generate new token. Again, you're getting two options. You must choose classic. It will ask for your password, your actual password, GitHub password. Enter, confirm, give a name. I call this DevOps 15 March. Generally, you should put your name, your name followed by token. So if 5 people working on this repository, there will be 5 different tokens belonging to 5 different people. So obviously put your name here. Let's say I'm doing this in my project. I would like to call this like this, right? Then expiration. So previously GitHub used to take username password, but as per security best practices, password has to be rotated every 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. Some companies follow 3 months, some companies follow 1 month. So that's the reason. That's one reason why they came up with API tokens. Number 2, with help of API tokens, we can configure granular levels of functions. That is second reason why. So GitHub has introduced API tokens, but leave it. You can set expiration. Let's say your company says your password has to be rotated after 60 days. Make it 60 days. After 60 days, this password becomes invalid. You have to generate a fresh one. That is called rotation. Changing passwords, nothing but rotating passwords. All of you use net banking. So have you ever got a pop-up saying change your password? Right? I think HDFC will ask you to change every 6 months. Not exactly sure, but 6 months is what I see all net banking applications forces us to change the password. This is your local learning account, right? You can still say no expiration, means that token will be valid forever. So I keep it 30 days. Why? Because if it expires, I can show this again for the next batch. That's the reason I'm setting it 30 days. And see, I told you one advantage, it will provide us to rotate them, change them, or enforce developers to change it. Correct. Second is scope. See this one. Select what level of permissions this token should have. So I will give only repo level permissions. There are other operations we can do. See, I'm not giving access to other operations. So the screen should help you create one. So come down, generate. And before closing this page, copy this. Otherwise, you can't get this back. The only option is, let's say you didn't copy and you refresh this page, token is gone. The only option is generate new one. You can't get the old one. So copy, then type it here. See. See. Here you must paste a token like this. If you take my token, it won't work. Yeah. And don't put tokens like this. It is password. Can we put passwords like this everywhere in the internet? No. No. So what you have to do is, it will prompt Control V. You can't type that. So when it is prompting for username, type it, hit enter. It will go and prompt for password. Simply Control V. Control C, it's already copied. See, clicking this copies. It is in the clipboard. Control V takes from the clipboard and puts it onto that terminal and enter, done. Okay, I will fix this tomorrow. Now it's 10:05. So I'll fix this tomorrow. Thank you.